Michelle from Michelle Loves Books. Welcome back to my channel. Today's prompt for 7 on Sundays is autumn or spring reads, but I, however, am in the northern hemisphere, so for us we are going into autumn. Mostly what I plan on reading is completing the Shadowhunter series. I've just started the Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy, and then I have Lady Midnight, Lord of Shadows, Queen of Air and Darkness, Ghosts of the Shadow Market, and then Chain of Gold to finish that series. It doesn't seem as daunting as it did last month. I don't know what that is because I don't even know. But usually in autumn around this time, I really get all the back to school vibes. Even though I personally am not in school anymore, but I will be doing homeschooling with my kids. This time of year really just puts me in the mood for fantasy, classics, more of the educational type of stories, like maybe some biographies or historical. Also something spooky for the Halloween season, which I've got fantasy covered with the whole Shadowhunters thing. So here is a list that I put together that I think would be the ideal reading list for me. The first one is Lady Midnight, my fantasy pick, which is a nice big chunker, and I've heard that as we get into this next series, the storyline kind of starts to slow down, so it takes a little bit more patience. The second one for my classic pick is Vanity Fair. I've actually already started this book, if you can call it starting it. I've barely touched it, but this is also supposed to be a satire, and my third pick is Gone with the Wind, another really big chunky book. I believe it's like an epic romance. Honestly, I didn't know a whole lot about this book. This is an epic saga of love and war, has long been heralded as a great American novel. Explores the depths of human passions and indelible depictions of the burning fields and cities of Civil War and Reconstruction America. I don't know why, this book just really gives me vibes of romance, and we've got historical, and I mean, it's big for long cozy reading sessions. The next one I think that I have Shakespeare on the mind because I just finished reading If We Were Villains. I have a few in my collection already that I haven't read yet. I do want to read Julius Caesar, but I don't want to go out and buy it right now, especially when I have a few on my collection that I still haven't read yet. Anyway, so we've got Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. The reason this is at my top pick of Shakespeare's that I really want to read is because one of my favorite movies is 10 Things I Hate About You, and I know it's silly and ridiculous, but it is based off of Taming of the Shrew, which I didn't know until I was much older. Yeah, so I would love to get this one read. The next one, and the fifth one on this list, is The Oxford Inheritance by Anne A. MacDonald. This is a dark academic book. This girl, Casey Blackwell, she goes to Raleigh College at Oxford. She hasn't come for the academics, the ivy-covered archways, or even the pub crawls and formal balls. She's on a mission to find the truth about her mother. Raised in America, Casey has no idea that her mother had ever studied at the famed college until she receives a mysterious package enclosed in it a ticket stub. A picture of Joanna in the full black robe regalia of Oxford University and a cryptic note. Yearning for answers, Casey travels to England, where she is plunged into the glamorous, secretive life of Raleigh College. Casey finds a world like no other, full of ancient tradition, privilege, and murder. So we got the whole dark, murdery Oxford setting, dark academics pick for fall. Next up, the pick for the spooky Halloween vibes is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielowski. I don't know how to say that name. House of Leaves. I had a friend in like high school that was reading this book, and ever since then this has been on my radar to read, and I still have yet to read it. But it is supposed to be like the scariest book you'll ever read. I definitely think that this would be a great pick for Halloween time, and also to tackle my bookshelves and get some of these books read off of my shelves. This book is also one of those really, I forget what you call them, but it's not like traditional format. We have all these different, like the story is told in very different format. So I always find that so creative and interesting. And lastly, the seventh book for my ideal reading list for fall, Catherine de Medici, Renaissance Queen of France. I've just always been really fascinated by the kings and queens of all over Europe, and so this is like my historical educational pick. So this is it. This is my ideal reading list for a well-rounded experience that I feel like hits all of the fall vibes for me. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.